Hey, everybody. Welcome to Because of Jesus podcast. I'm here with Pastor Russell. This is Pastor Johnny. We are excited for you guys to join us today. If you haven't already, be sure you subscribe to this podcast on your favorite listening podcast platform. We're on Apple Music. We're on Spotify. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on all of them. You can access it directly from our website as well. But the cool thing is, too, we are recording video podcasts as well, so you can watch us on YouTube if you want to. Sometimes we pull out little clips and different pictures and things like that. As you guys saw a couple episodes ago, Russell's our guest today. And how's your hamstring doing? That's the first thing.
I think I am 100% better.
100% better.
Finally.
If you guys missed that podcast, it was 2 episodes ago with me and John Mark. We were talking about Palmetto Day and some different things that was happening. Russell decided to foot race somebody. So if you want to see that, go back and watch it a few episodes ago. But today we want to talk to you guys about a couple things. We're going to end the podcast talking about our upcoming worship conference that's happening in August. And so Russell's going to give us some of the details on that, kind of the vision behind it, what to expect that weekend. But the first thing we're going to talk about is something, if you follow Russell on social media, you know that he has a love for food. So I think it's easy to call you a foodie.
Absolutely. Love, hate, because the weight, I need to lose the weight, but I love it. Yeah.
So Russell has all the time something posted on the stories about food. We recently did a pastor's conference and we were in Tampa, and Kanan, he's interning with us this summer. He went with us, and he saw Russell pull out his phone and start videoing his food, and he's like, "Oh, I get to see it in person. I got to see the live story in person from Russell." So he was having fun with that. But I gather, you don't know this, but I gathered a few questions from people that we eat with and that we talk to a lot. Really? So they wanted me to ask you a few questions pertaining to food. And then we're going to talk about some local spots too. Maybe some people watching, they want some suggestions or whatever. And if not, it's just content to talk about. Okay. So somebody wanted to ask, what is the your favorite food that your mama cooks?
Man. My mom don't cook as much as she used to these days, but maybe her chicken. She's really known for her fried chicken.
Fried chicken? I was about to ask baked chicken, fried chicken.
Yeah, her fried chicken is really good. I'm a huge fan, back in the day, growing up, of her mac and cheese, too. It wasn't, and I may get crucified for this, but it wasn't baked, I don't think, like it is today. It's heavy. I think she kind of did it on the stove top a little bit, but I've had it all because I got aunts who can really, really cook. But just something. Maybe it was the love and the mac and cheese on top, but it was really good. But her fried chicken is probably and her cabbage.
Yeah.
She's really good.
You can't pick one, especially when you ask about your mama. You can't just say one thing because she's like, the one thing, the same person asked this second question because knows about your mama's cooking, but then also we've seen pictures and videos of your family cookouts and your family gatherings. And so they wanted to know what your favorite thing was at those type of gatherings too.
Without my aunts killing me,
I know this person's putting you in a rough spot.
I know, a very tough spot,
because all of them,
when we come together, all of the aunts do something.
Yeah.
One cooks vegetables, my mom does the chicken, and then I have one aunt who does the desserts and all that good stuff. But one aunt really does a lot of the cooking, and that's my aunt Mary. My favorite thing is probably her dressing. Yeah. Her dressing is just, like, she does it so well when it's time for Thanksgiving and Christmas. People actually, she makes it for people like a pan, and sells it, and people will get it, but it's probably the dressing. And her baked chicken is really, really good. So
there you go. So chicken, dressing, mac and cheese, all the staples. That's
Absolutely.
It. That's it.
Absolutely.
Well, got one more before we kind of dive into some local food stuff. Some people around here know that you played high school football at Dillon. And so the question was posed, what was your favorite pregame meal?
I don't know if I really had a pregame meal. I feel like you can't eat before you play a game. Like,
okay.
You're going to be full.
So
It's tough.
I got to counter that because I played small high school football at a small Christian college or small Christian school. We played 8-man football, which you're playing all the time. Small, we had like 20 guys on our team, and so when I saw this question come through when we were talking about the podcast, I was like, I knew mine immediately. It's funny you say that because mine was totally opposite. I had a chili cheeseburger with fries. Around, game time was around 7 o'clock.
Right.
This was probably around 3 or 3:30. I would have that, and never did I throw up or anything like that. So that was good.
Yeah, now I mean, like during camp, and a lot of times I'm from Dillon, so
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody out there, a lot of you may have not heard of this, but we have chicken bog
Mm-hmm.
and string beans quite often, and so maybe I got that sometimes.
Yeah.
But
That people would bring to the team beforehand. Or,
yeah, you have people who will feed the entire
pregame
team
meals.
who may have had some restaurants and stuff, and they just want to feed the team. Definitely during camp time, we used to tear up some chicken ball.
Yeah.
So
I've seen just locally. I've seen South Florence obviously is a powerhouse program around here that they've got sponsors from Sonic and other local restaurants around town. So similar.
that would have been
types
nice.
of
We don't
food.
have
Exactly,
we didn't have Sonic.
No, it's
Maybe
fine.
McDonald's, but
Yeah.
we where I'm from, as you see, every time I post food, it's always country cooking.
Yeah. I guess that comes.
Always.
That's what I want to talk about the next part before we get into the worship conference. This is just some conversation if you're just joining in, just to talk about food and just some fun stuff. But what I guess being in Florence and being in Dillon and the surrounding PD area, maybe what's kind of your go-to spot for that country type cooking food?
Man,
I know
I have a few.
we've talked about a few spots before.
I have a few. It's the History Champ, but people don't be there as often. I actually went Sunday with my family. Thunderbird. Thunderbird is still killing for everyone out there who has forgot about it. You need to go. My mom loves their fatback. I'm not a fatback fan at all, but their dressing is really, really good. People love their peach cobbler.
Mm-hmm.
They're very known for that, but I enjoy the apple cobbler the other day when I went. And so Thunderbird is a great spot. Basins.
Mm-hmm. We talk about basins. We
Basins
get
is
basins
really,
catered
really
here
good.
for different events every now
for
and then.
country cooking. I haven't been to Woodstone in a while, but they also have some great food.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you what one of our main go-to spots too, and it's a Church of God thing here at Palmetto Street, and that's IGA.
Oh yeah, the KJs.
KJ's Chicken.
The KJs. Both of them have good chicken, good
Yes.
biscuits, good sides.
Yes.
Talking about the one on Ebenezer and the one in Pamplico Highway where on my side of town.
Man, that's also a quick go-to for me.
Yeah,
too.
we order them a lot on Sunday afternoons for different meetings or whatever, anything,
Praise
everything.
team, choir, anything.
Praise team choir. They're used to the KJ's fried chicken.
Absolutely.
And so that's some country stuff. What about somebody maybe, like, hey, I've hit all the food spots in town, but what may be like one thing, and it may take you a second to think of it, one may be like a hidden gem that most people may not know about, or some people may know about, but it's not really talked about a bunch because it may be not on a lot of people's radar.
It depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah.
I have recently tried a place. I would go during the daytime because I think at night it gets a little I wouldn't say rowdy.
Yeah.
But a new place called Oasis.
Okay.
And there I think I had salmon and something else, but it was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And so that's really good. I like the Petler. They have what is it, the Rockefeller oysters?
Mm-hmm. Rockefeller, Oysters Rockefeller.
They are.
That was good. We went there around Christmas time.
Yeah,
that was good.
They are incredible. Another hidden gem in Florence that many may not know about. I like to go to a vegan spot sometimes called what is the vegan place over there off 52? Is it Elza? Something?
Yeah,
like
the
that?
Eliza's.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I ain't been there.
Their burger tastes like
Real burger.
yeah, it's incredible. But I'm not vegan, so I don't be there too often.
A couple lunch spots that we go to a good bit if we can go at the right time, because sometimes it gets a little busy. So it may not be hidden, but it may not be the things that people think about. Ham seafood.
Hams.
Ham
Yep.
seafood. It may be as big as as big as the room that
Our
we're in
studio
right
room
now. It ain't much bigger than this.
You may have to share a table
You do
with a
have to share
complete
table.
stranger,
You do.
but the fish is good. The
Fried
shrimp is good,
catfish
too.
and shrimp is all good. And then
Yeah.
one of my favorite spots too that we go to, and hard to find. The parking is terrible. We've seen a few people around that we know too. Is one place to go during lunch, because if you don't want to be around a bar type atmosphere, is Apple Annie's.
Yeah.
Apple Annie's is really
Yeah.
good.
They have very good. I think me and Pastor both gets it a lot. It's the
it's grilled chicken with like cheese and
the
ham or something like
pimento
that.
chicken on top of it, all that stuff. So pimento, however you say the word.
Librarian.
That's what it's
it
called.
is. Librarian.
The
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really good. I also like if you want to talk about seafood, some people say it's changed. I think it's still kind of the same. True Luck in Timminsville.
Gotcha.
They're really good. And Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa, I think that's not necessarily a hidden gem. A lot of people like that. We just had it the other night. But yeah, you can't go wrong there.
Can't go wrong.
All right, so not to go negative, but just to kind of, we're talking about good spots. What's some spots that we could maybe save some people from? Not so great that that, or maybe a spot that everybody raves about and you're like, man, I can't. I don't see it. I got one right off the bat.
I'm gonna get in trouble if local business owners see this. Where were I disappointed? You go and let me think. Where was your spot? Let me think.
So I won't give the name, but there's a local barbecue spot that is not too far from the church off Second Loop Road that a lot of people rave about. It's a buffet spot. Not a huge fan of it. They got some decent things, but a lot of people like, yeah, it's really good, but I'm not a big fan of it. I said you can give location too, because I kind of copped out there and didn't give the name of it. But because I know a lot of people go there, but I kind of gave the same idea as far as like where it is. People could probably figure it out. There's a big pig out front on there on the side.
You know what? We can agree there. We can 1,000% agree there. I just can't do it.
Yeah,
I agree with you. When I say I can't do it, I can't do it.
Yeah,
I'm glad you thought about that, because that would be a place that I just can't do it.
Yeah,
they're not great at all.
What about? So I'll give another one just because, and I'm gonna get some hate on this because there's some people even on our staff that love it. I can't. The only thing I can get behind is their salad and breadsticks. And the last time I had the breadsticks wasn't that good. Olive Garden, I can't get behind Olive Garden.
Yeah, they're hit and miss. But not to go back, but there's a place off of I cannot figure out the name of that road, but I think it's called Manassimo's or something like that.
Oh, it's off Irby at 52.
Yeah, they're a good Italian.
Yeah, I've heard a few people around church that have been good.
But
it's right beside the old Applebee's.
Olive Garden is that put in the microwave warm up type stuff, but their breadsticks are undefeated.
Yeah, they're good. I think they're better in how we got them for our pasta with the pastors. Got their salad and breadsticks. It's like, hey, it's easy. It's easy, good, and all that. But the breadsticks we got that day were not. Now
Texas Roadhouse bread is.
Undefeated. Yeah, no, I mean we could talk about Texas Roadhouse for days, in my opinion. But yeah, we're good there.
It's undefeated.
Any other spots you want to hide people from? Because I gave two.
I'm not a huge fan of I think it's a Chinese restaurant that just reopened. I don't want to call a buffet name.
I don't go to too many Chinese buffets, so
it's Golden Crown, right?
Okay,
Golden
there
Crown.
we go.
Golden Crown is good, but it's kind of like it doesn't remind me of the pre-COVID.
Is that the
Golden Crown?
That on the back, Palmetto Street, past the McDonald's, across the street from Redbone, behind that? Is that where it's
there's
at?
a wing spot in front of it.
That's right.
Golden Crown to me has just not been the same. I mean, it hits the spot when you're just desiring it for a really long time, but it's not. But Golden Dragon has the best wings in Florence.
Okay,
that's
so
across
also
from the post office.
Since we're on Chinese, R.I.P. Peking. Sorry, Shannon Calhoun and Michael Brumbles.
Kind of glad they
R.I.P.
tore that
Peking.
place
Yeah.
down.
Never went there, never been there, but I ate at Waffle House across the street and saw what was
Maybe.
going on. I don't need to
Maybe.
eat there. So,
No.
yeah. Sorry to those. I think also the Jacobs, they've also talked about Peking before too.
Really?
But, yeah, I would say no to Peking.
I'm so
but
shocked by
R.I.P.
Shannon.
Peking. Yeah, exactly.
Brumbles, maybe.
I heard they
not.
know Brumbles by name. Brumbles calls like, "Hey, I need some chicken wings." Like, okay, Mr. Brumbles, we got you. All right. Yeah. So so you got a little taste of kind of the food that we talk about. Yeah. Go ahead.
We can't forget about Starfire.
Oh no, no.
Can't
We were
forget
just
about
telling. We
Starfire.
had, kind of going leading into our worship stuff and talking about music. We had some guys here doing some improvements in our sanctuary, and asked them if they had been to some places, and we told them about Starfire. And like, you can't forget about Starfire.
Yeah.
It was pretty rough when they were closed for as long as they were with a fire, because my favorite thing in the world, dessert wise, is cheesecake.
If I'm honest,
And-
Saturday I took a lot of them there because we had to come up and do a sound check. So me and some of the band, we went to Starfire, and that praline cheesecake. I hate this. Me and Will, because I didn't want to eat a whole. It's probably like 2,000 calories.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I asked anyone that they want to share. Me and Will were sharing. Will was like, "No, I'm good. I don't want any." And I was like, "You sure?" So Will tastes it, and he's having a conversation with Armando, just going back and forth. And I look down, and we split it in half. His half is gone. And he looks down for more and just turned mine up. And I'm like, but you didn't want any. Like, it's amazing. That praline, caramel praline is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I get.
Literally.
I like the teriyaki stir fry there. What's the hot chicken? The buffalo chicken tenders with the green beans and the cornbread. The
broccoli
cornbread. Yeah, all good. So
I'm a creature of habit there. I literally get the same thing.
Yeah.
Every time.
I
Grilled chicken
don't
plate.
venture out from the same cheesecake. So I get the caramel without the pralines. But yeah.
I need to try all this.
Yeah,
stuff.
can't end the food segment without talking about Starfire. That's one of our favorites. Obviously, been talking about that. But speaking of Armando and the guys from AVL that came down, we had some improvements to the sanctuary lately. So you kind of tell us, for those some people may have walked in Sunday, maybe they weren't here this past Sunday. Kind of tell us some of the improvements that were made, and highlight some of those things, why they were needed, and some of the things that we did, and some of the things that are still coming.
All right, yeah. So we're definitely still working on some things. We added some panels that's more efficient than what we had up, and try to break this down as easy as I can. Whenever you're in a place or sanctuary, any room that's not treated with panels, when you clap, when you sing, when stuff hits the wall, it echoes and it reflects, and it can have a tendency to be really loud. It's hard to explain, but it can be really loud, and it can't be as controlled. So what they did, they refigured our room, put some panels in the correct spot, so when you listen to the PA system, you actually can hear the PA system. So it makes stuff fuller and clean and more control. And like I heard no one complain about sound Sunday, like it sounded beautiful.
Yeah.
I even heard someone say, it probably could have came up just a little bit, but that's what happens when you get
figure out
the
new
room.
stuff. Yeah.
Right. So we're still working on some things. We're definitely not there. Like Pastor said, we're probably like 70% where we need to be. There are some behind the scene things that you don't get to see that we do need to take care of, but it all benefits making a great presentation during worship. And so, and people don't realize how well they have it until they may go somewhere that don't have what we have.
Well, I feel like I can say this because I led services in there for 5 years, but the gym, we had service in the gym, a week ago, and the sound system in there is the best that we can have. And we're adding a couple speakers in there too to fix a few things, because some stuff was going on there and pastors preaching and speakers, and we've already had that ordered. It's already scheduled and everything like that. But you go from our sanctuary to our gym, and the gym obviously needs to be treated, but it's night and day difference because of those acoustics and
There you
because
go.
of those panels that we have up in the sanctuary.
And
So
all of the equipment that's in the sanctuary.
yeah, for sure.
It's night
Yeah.
and day. But one of the things that we will at least bring our gym up is a lot of the panels. We have a lot of panels left over from the sanctuary that's going to actually go to the gym.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's going to
improving one and while improving the next too.
And I don't know if you guys ever been in the gym, but when kids are in there playing basketball and it's loud.
It's so loud.
It's really loud.
Well, one of the things we did with leftover panels, another loud spot is a small room, but the foyer. As soon as you walk through our front doors, we added panels to the foyer that has brought that sound down immensely.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so a lot of improvements that we've been making and still going to make. We're trying to be excellent in everything that we do, whether it comes from, all across the property and inside, outside, all across those things. So I wanted you to share that just to kind of share some of the updates. And some people maybe walk in like, oh, they got new stuff on the walls, but what does it do? And so
it's one of them things you will know when it's missing, but you might not understand the importance of it until it's up. So I take my hats off to the church and to the council who trust us to do what we have to do, and such generosity from the congregation. Because of your giving, we're able to make sure the house of God is done in excellence. So.
Yeah, and translate that into what's coming up this August. Like we put a lot of emphasis into worship and everything. So tell us about the worship conference. Tell us kind of briefly, what was the vision behind it, and how long kind of have you been planning this?
I've been in my head planning it since my first year here, but I've just never got around to it. But we are excited about, I don't know if it's the first one of the church or not. I really don't know. It's the first one since I've been here. But first worship conference, and we're super excited about this. The whole vision of it is to, and it's not, let me just put this out there, it's not just for worship leaders or worship teams. It's for everyone who wants to come and experience a powerful move of Jesus Christ. And so we're excited about that. But it's really to equip and build worship teams from a very large church standpoint to a very small church standpoint. Because one of the things I wanted to point out in this meeting is that there's some practical things that you can do. But if in reality, larger church have different issues than smaller churches when it comes to worship. One for budget, one for team size, and all of that stuff. So we're not gonna, a lot of people will come and say, it was great, but they were speaking on a level that we're not at. And so that's my whole heart, is to speak from the smallest church to the largest church. And I'm have a panel. We're going to do a panel on Saturday. The conference is August 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. That Thursday night, we have David and Nicole Binion, who's going to be our special guest. And if you don't know them, look them up. They are absolutely incredible husband and wife duo. And we actually sing a lot of their songs here. So we're excited about them. And our team will lead worship Thursday night. Friday night, we're going to be led in worship by Trinity Anderson. She's a very amazing worship leader currently of Redemption, which is West Coast and East Coast, Pastor Ron's Carpenter's Church. She also led worship for William McDowell. She actually sung with David and Nicole Binion. So she's an absolutely incredible individual. And we have one more person to finalize, and we're still waiting on a few replies to go ahead and get that taken care of. And so we're excited about all of our guests. Saturday is a kind of a combined day. We're going to have a combined choir. And we're going to lead worship, and we're going to have breakout sessions. The breakout sessions there is going to be, we're going to do a panel of all these amazing worship leaders, and from the largest churches to the smallest churches, so that everyone can benefit practically from and spiritually from this conference. And then we're going to have with multi-tracks, All Clear, which are the in-ear people who my entire team has in-ears from All Clear. And if you watch the Super Bowl, I can't remember who sung the national anthem, but they use All Clear's in-ears as well. I just can't remember who led, but I remember All Clear posting about them using it. So they're a professional, they're a company that make in-ears
Yeah.
for your team. So they're going to be on site. They're going to teach us a lot of things about how to get your in-ear mix, and get this, they're going to do free mows.
Yeah.
They're going to
Cool.
do free mows, which is like $100 value. They're going to do it for free. For anyone who wants it. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
And that's great for your
Huge.
team to when you decide you want to get mows done. So we're open it to all worship leaders. There's a registration for worship leaders. It is free, completely free of charge. The reason why we're encouraging your teams to register with the amount of people, because we're going to do some special things that we can only know if you register. And plus, we're expecting a very large crowd, so we want to make sure you get seating.
Yeah.
So
we do have a seating capacity.
Right, we do. We do have a seating capacity. So for those who register, you will have first priority, of course, to get a seat, because we don't want you to register and then come in and there's nowhere to sit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
on registration, it lets you know too that, hey, there's this many spots left after how many people you've selected. There's this many spots left, because we could have overflow rooms if we needed to, but that's not necessarily the same. So
yeah, nobody wants to be.
Nobody wants to be in an overflow room, but no, thank you for. I mean, I had all the questions for that worship conference, and you hit everything. So who was going to be here, what it was for, the people that were coming. So I love the part where it's going to be geared towards larger churches and smaller churches, because I work with some churches with media stuff. And I see, I understand. I've come from smaller churches and growing up and things like that, and so I see the challenge, of having a specific budget versus having a little bit larger of a budget to where you can do in-ears and things like that. So,
and that's one of the things that me and you are going to get together with too, because we're going to hit every single aspect of worship, from the media, cameras that we use here, how you direct. Our online streaming, you have access to that stuff. The microphones we use, the keyboards we use, the computer we use, how we plan our worship set, how your relationship with your pastor matters, sound engineers. We're going to hit every aspect of worship. Yeah. So I think it's going to be really beneficial for a lot of people to come and learn. I'm excited to learn, because no one knows it all. So I'm excited to learn from some of these artists that we're bringing in and how they do it.
Yeah, for sure. It's always great to go to different places. We just came back from Tampa and City Life and seeing what they do. And
absolutely.
And obviously YouTube tells you a lot, and Instagram and Facebook and a lot of things tell you. So I'm constantly learning the same thing too. So it's exciting to have people come on. And so encourage everybody that's watching, or if you know somebody, send them even this part of the podcast. We'll clip it up. We'll chop it up in chapters. But sign up, register. You can register on our website, pscog.org. You can go to the bottom of that page, and there's an image that says worship conference. Click on that, and that is how you can register. We're going to do lunch on Saturday as well, I believe. Yep. So we'll send out information on that as it gets closer. But register if you know somebody. Go ahead and register. And this podcast is a lot for our church people too, but they're invited as well. It's going to be specifically for worship leaders, but everyone's invited. You hit that earlier. Invited. And so just be sure you register so that we know that you're coming. We have enough space and can prepare for those special things behind the scenes that people really won't know until they get here and see those things. So, yeah, great stuff. Anything else you want to share? Any updates from maybe the worship department that you want to share? Well, we didn't mention this in the beginning, but we mentioned this in another podcast too. Like, we got a couple minutes left, so we want people to see kind of the behind the scenes stuff that most time they don't see, or if something happens behind the scenes. Like a few weeks ago, we had a power outage, and that kind of interrupted some stuff. So, is there anything behind the scenes from the worship department that you want to share? That somebody may not know just from seeing you guys on stage?
Preparation.
Yeah.
You're talking about learning songs and lyrics and all kind of things throughout the week. And we have a good system here. I rotate the singers. And so, and even some of the band rotates as well. So everybody gets an opportunity to kind of relax, and rest is important.
Yeah, that's a great point to share, because you may see, for a long time, and nothing wrong with this, is volunteers and talent that we had, but you may see the same people up on stage all the time. But to see that constant rotation of different people just shows the talent that we have at the church.
And the growth as well
for
of
sure.
the ministry, and there's more coming. But
There's people sitting in the seats.
Yeah,
that
there's
just
more
haven't
coming.
revealed themselves yet.
Absolutely. And so it's the preparation. The band and the singers. They're up here. You know, we practice on Mondays, every other Monday, and so but they make such an amazing sacrifice. And to be honest with you, they all have great hearts, and they are such great people to work with and to lead. It's just a lot of details that go behind the scene. Like we're here, I'm here 6:30 every Sunday morning. And then you have the team that comes in about 30 minutes later, and we have to troubleshoot everything, have to make sure. And then that doesn't guarantee that it's going to be perfect.
Yep.
So
all the preparation for something.
Yeah. So it's a lot that goes into excellence.
Yeah.
And I always tell the team that excellence you cannot stumble upon. You have to prepare for it.
Yep.
You have to be intentional about excellence, and you can't be excellent getting music to the team on Thursday, and we have to do it Sunday.
Yep.
You just can't. You have to get it to them way in advance, and they can't be excellent getting it way in advance and learning it on Thursday or Friday. So we have to prepare for excellence. So it's a lot that goes into it. I don't think people know that's what the worship conference is going to
for sure.
help.
It'll reveal a lot of things for people that may
Absolutely.
just be coming to be a part of it and not to miss out, you know.
And it's a lot of, if you look at on our stage, we have a lot of moving pieces. I mean, you have between the band and singers 15, 20 people on stage, and then you add in 40 member choir, and then you have to make sure lighting and sound is running at the same time. So that's why we have meetings, and that's why we prepare, and we on one accord, and everybody has the same mind. So I think we have a really good team that works together.
And that is, I mean, if we're talking specifically about worship in that area now, but I mean, that goes across the board for everything in the church. I mean, it goes from the hospitality team to the kids team to the youth team to everything that happens on a Sunday morning and Wednesday night, the preparation that comes behind it. Quick story here, and we'll end it. I have some family that live out of state that not necessarily connected to church, don't really understand the church world. And so when I first got into ministry, they asked me, say, hey, what are you doing after college? What's your job? So I told them, I said, hey, I'm a youth pastor. I'm working in ministry. And they're like every day, every day. And I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that goes on. I said, so what's kind of going on? And I just basically told them some things that are going on, and they're like, it still didn't register. And so there may be somebody out there that's like, hey, y'all work you're there. You have, we have Fridays off. Yeah, you have people ask that all the time. It's like,
so what do y'all do all day?
So, of course, we obviously eat lunch, considering from the first part of this podcast.
We love lunch.
We like to eat
We're
lunch.
going in a minute.
But, I mean, there is a lot of preparation. And we may have some members that pop up here and now and then. They're like, oh, so y'all working hard today, aren't you? And we may just be sitting in the fellowship hall eating or whatever. Right. But we do more than just eat. And this is not a justification for anything. But there is a lot of preparation that happens. We don't just record a podcast on a Wednesday morning. This is, it's a lot of preparation that goes into it. And so, and hopefully our goal as ministers and as pastors are to make sure that everything that we do on Sunday morning glorifies God, and that it is as excellent as it possibly can be. Yeah. And the preparation in the week goes towards that. And it comes across the board, from worship to media to hospitality to youth to kids to pastor sermon, everything across the board. We hope that the preparation goes into that. So I think it's a great way to end it, just the excellence and the preparation that it takes to get to that level. So good stuff. Yeah, the details. It's all in the details. I'm a details person, and when the things don't go right, I'm the first one to be OCD about it. So, but yeah, we'll love to wrap it up today. Thanks for joining us, Russell. Obviously, it's not going to be the last time you join us, but coming up for the worship conference and the different things we've been doing, wanting to highlight all that. So, thank you guys for joining us. Because of Jesus podcast today, share with a friend, like and subscribe, all that. If you have your favorite food spots, drop that in the comments. And be sure to sign up for the worship conference this coming August. We'll see you guys later.
See you.